The message behind the T. One of the things God has been telling me lately through my situation and circumstances is to be still. Being still is one thing humans find hard to do. But if God says it, that means it's possible. Well, there are many scriptures that talks about being still, but there is one story that stood out to me where they were told to do just that, be still. This story is of Moses while he led the Israelites out of Egypt to the land God had promised them. What got me was, everything these people were going through was orchestrated by God. Exodus 13:17 says, when Pharaoh let the people go, God did not lead them on the road through the Philippines country, that was shorter. We see that God led them. So whatever happens or takes place on this journey, it is plain that God allowed it. In chapters 14:10-14 reads, as Pharaoh approached, the Israelites looked up and there were the Egyptians marching after them. They were terrified and cried out to the Lord. They said to Moses, was it because there were no graves in Egypt that you brought us to the desert to die? What have you done to us by bringing us out of Egypt? Didn't we say to you in Egypt, leave us alone, let us serve the Egyptians than to die in the desert? Moses answered the people, do not be afraid, stand firm and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you, you need only to be still. The people of Israel forgot who was leading them, their God who had delivered them from their oppressors. In Exodus 13:21 it says, by day the Lord went ahead of them in a pillar of cloud to guide them on their way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light so they could travel by day or night. If God was guiding them, and they saw the proof he was with them, why were they blaming Moses when they saw the enemy approaching? God will allow the enemy to come thus far to prove God is able to deliver. When they came to the Red Sea they began to complain to Moses as if he was to be blamed. Moses was only doing what God told him to do. They were told to be still, and if they become still, God will fight for them. How many times God is willing to fight for us but we are not still before him? To be still means to stop complaining. What does complaining means? It means the expression of dissatisfaction or annoyance about something or a situation. When God is guiding us on our journey and we are in his will, there is no need to worry because there is nothing happening to us that he does not know about and he didn't allow. In Exodus 14:4, it tells us that God was the one who hardened Pharaoh's heart because he wanted Pharaoh to pursue them. God does this in order for us to seek him first in the situation. Not complaining to our friends and families or the ones hurting us. He wants us to see his power at work. We should try our best not to blame man when it is God's hand at work. God sent Moses to get them. God told Moses where he is taking them, God guided them day and night, and God provided for them in the wilderness. When a problem arises on your journey we should turn to God. Oftentimes we complain while God is saying be still. My revelation about this story is before we can cross over the Red Sea we have to stop complaining, we have to let go and watch God fight.